I hear you've had quite a day so far.
I'm having afternoon chaos. I guess you're having morning chaos.
Yes, I thought I'd have a little leftover salmon for breakfast.
Nice. Yeah. I can't wait to get there myself. My son spent a good deal of time in New Zealand, and
oh, really?
nothing but glowing remarks of his time there.
It's a good place to be, especially these days.
Yeah. Let's see if I can put this somewhere. Give you a view of what's happening. I just got to Lyons, Colorado.
All right.
Where we're playing tonight at Planet Bluegrass.
Oh, sounds like fun.
I went to pick up my RV to make the journey, and my RV was towed.
Man.
So I had to scurry. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late for the.
That's quite all right.
Party here today.
Are you in your RV now, or is it still in?
I am. I was able to rescue the RV. I will never park in a ambiguous parking zone again.
Famous last words.
Right.
Very good. Well, thanks for making, because I mean, the record is like, well, it's out tomorrow in your time. It's already the 7th here in Auckland. So you must be having all sorts of things happening. So tell me about this live stream thing you're doing.
Yeah, it's on an app called Sessions, where they just do live show and pre-recorded stuff. And the Tonight Show is free. Cool. On Sessions. Right. Yeah, it's a new thing. As many people are streaming these days, they decided to try their hand at becoming a streaming service.
Cool.
Who knows how it'll work? But
we should be able to watch it here.
Yes, you will.
Very cool. Very cool.
And that's probably 3 hours from now.
Excellent. All right. I think if we hurry and talk fast, I can get this posted and up in 3 hours.
There you go.
Very cool. So Leftover Salmon, you guys are based in Colorado?
Yeah, we are. We started in Colorado in 1990 as an accidental blend of the Left Hand String Band and the band called the Salmon Heads.
Okay.
A couple of the guys in the Salmon Heads couldn't make the gig, and so I got the Left Hand String Band boys to join me, and called it that ridiculous name, Leftover Salmon, just by combining the two band names any way we could. And 31 years later, we're still playing that one-off gig.
Very cool. Very cool. And I see, so the new album is out today or tomorrow, depending on where we are. And I see you use the term jam grass when you describe yourselves. Is that accurate, or is that what you prefer to be called?
Yeah, jamgrass is definitely the genre that's kind of happened with more progressive bands using bluegrass instruments for perhaps non-bluegrass applications.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I guess it kind of started with the newgrass revival and that newgrass scene, and it's even gone further, I guess, with the jamgrass folks. And, but cool. It's all rooted in a deep appreciation of roots music, and bluegrass, and old time, and all that. So it's we bow to the same characters. All
right. Very good. So the new album is called Brand New Old Days, and let's see. So tell me in general where and when it was recorded, under what circumstances?
Yeah, we recorded it in late 2019, before the pandemic, in North Carolina, in Asheville, North Carolina. At a great studio there, and produced it ourselves this time around, and had a really, really good time with it.
Cool.
I must say. It's a lot of collaborative stuff going on as far as the writing and arranging and all that goes, and it's a real sense of where the band is at this time.
Yeah. Now I gotta mention that the opening track is your version of Black Hole Sun, which
yes,
I'm wondering how people are going to react to that, because I mean it's a very special song to a lot of people, and now that Chris Cornell is no longer with us, that's even more resonant to them. And you've done this, you've turned it into a bluegrass tune. Did you have many thoughts about doing that? What made you come up with this?
Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come?
Yeah, Drew loves the song. He's a big Soundgarden fan, and Chris Connell, and we've been wearing flannel shirts a long time.
Yeah.
And so I guess it's not that big of a stretch. But
I got mine on today.
One of the favorite things we do when we ask the musical question, does it grass?
Okay.
And this one seemed to grass pretty good.
Yep.
So we're definitely part of the bluegrass world here, but also the rock and roll and the jam band and all that kind of stuff. We're real lucky never to have pigeonholed ourselves into a small genre.
Right.
We started off calling our music style polyethnic Cajun slamgrass.
Right.
Because we heard a bouncer at the bar call it blues rock, and we didn't think that really applied. So
yeah, very cool. Now you mentioned Drew. He's your kind of lead singer, mandolin player. Tell me a little bit about him.
Yeah, Drew Emmett and I have been doing this thing. I arrived in Colorado in 1985 and parked my car in front of this place that said Bluegrass Music Tonight, and it was Drew's band, the Left Hand String Band. Literally, my first thing I did in Colorado was walk into a Drew gig, and our fates were sealed. We've been in the same band for 31 years now. He's a mandolin player, fiddle player, sax, flute, banjo, guitar, of course, and great songwriter and singer, and really an all-round player, and fun guy to hang with for a whole lot of years.
Cool. Now I was happy to see a John Hartford song on the album, Category Stomp, with plenty of banjo in it. Tell me why you chose that one.
Now you put your right foot on your left and you bring your left foot down. With your hand in your pocket and your chin up high, you turn about halfway around. You don't do the double shuffle or the Jackson drag, cause it might be moving in an unhip bag. It's a folk country discotheque and soft rock, contemporary abstract expressionism, word movie, flower power, hard driving, Neil Bluegrass, stone Billy, dirty boogie, freaked out and coming on a jelly bean, psychedelic stone.
Well, Hartford is probably our biggest influence, really, man. We love John, and there's pretty rare that we do a show without at least one John Hartford tune in it. I think he was the greatest writer of the last millennium, probably this one too. And we were lucky enough to play a few times with him and enjoy. I saw him probably 100 times playing, and he's the most amazing entertainer ever. We just really love that guy.
Right. Yeah, I remember. I'm old enough to remember seeing him on TV playing with like Glenn Campbell on the Good Time Hour and things like that. It was awesome, man.
Yeah, that song, whatever he wanted the rest of his life, and thank God it did, man, because the things he did.
Yeah. Wow,
incredible. From being a riverboat pilot to just writing so many songs and playing. John's a guy. But that song was originally recorded for a John Hartford tribute record.
Oh, okay. Put
out on Low-Hi Records. And that's a really good record.
All right.
We love John.
Now, it's interesting, bluegrass music is kind of associated with happy, upbeat, kind of light-hearted stuff, but there's some darker moments on this album. You have a song called Left Unsung and another one called Red Fox Run, which deal with mass shootings and suicide and all sorts of stuff. So do you guys, as a group, talk about how you're going to present this stuff? Is it something that you have to think about quite a bit?
Yeah, well, the songs are sitting in a really nice place sonically, and I think it's comfortable to listen to them. And, you can bring as much emotion to those as you're willing to bring, or you can just enjoy the song. You know, there's a lot of folks in our scene who have been impacted by musicians passing, sometimes of their own volition.
Yeah.
And you know, it's something that's happening so often. We felt like we had to address it in some way. And Greg Garrison, our bass player, grew up as a kid with a fellow named Jeff Austin, who was a member of the Left Hand String Band early in his career. And that song is dedicated to him and
right.
all the songs that are left unsung, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And Andy wrote the Andy Thorne, our banjo player, wrote the Red Fox Run tune because a fox was visiting his house every morning, and has had a ton of videos of he and the fox enjoying sunrises. So he was thinking about that fox, and somehow when all these mass shootings went on, you know, those two topics kind of merged.
Run, Red Fox, run. Run, Red Fox, run. Run, Red Fox, run. There's a man with a gun. Red Fox, run.
Well, there's a lyric in it that says, "Put that gun away." I'm guessing, and I don't know if that may offend some of your fans, or do you worry about stuff like that? That, you know, you're gonna.
Well, you know,
confronted?
the lyrics in particular point not to owning guns, but to assault weapons and
Right.
You know, multiple clip type things, you know.
Yeah.
Where, you know, that's not a hunting rifle, you know, and it's not a subsistence issue, you know. And you know, and you know, the founding fathers, when they gave us this right to bear arms, you know, they were dealing with muskets that took about 3 minutes to load.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Technology has changed. That's for sure.
yeah. So, you know, yeah, there are a lot of difficult conversations to have,
Right.
and I don't think we're being unreasonable in what we're asking for in that song, which is to get rid of assault weapons.
Right. Gotcha. Makes sense to me. And the album wraps up with a tune called "We'll Get By" that you co-wrote with Andy. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about that.
We may never know about tomorrow's skies, so take it as it comes. Somehow we'll get by. We'll get by. We'll get by.
It was funny that we did this before the pandemic, and but yet it all the songs kind of have a pandemic overtone
Yep.
to them somehow. And "We'll Get By" was you know, ironically turned out to be a great pandemic theme. You know, just we were dealing with our own political pandemic over here with some guy named Donald Trump that you know, felt like a disease about to ravage us. So I guess that song was kind of inspired by his tact on democracy, but we survived.
Are you feeling better about things now?
We sure are. There's a lot of work to get done,
Right.
obviously, on a lot of fronts all around the world, you know.
Right. Cool. Well, so you've
But,
got the live stream happening later today, and tomorrow is when the actual album is released in the States. What are you going to do then?
We're going to be playing at Red Rocks Amphitheater
Ooh, cool.
outside of Denver, one of our favorite venues in the world.
Yep.
And it's just us tomorrow night, 3 sets of music, and then the Saturday night show will be 4 friends, and you know, we'll have a big jam at the end, and you know, kind of kumbaya moment. You know,
That's what it's all about.
see what happens. This festival season, we're back on, man. Y'all did really good with the pandemic and keeping things in order. We didn't do so well, but we're trying to get out of it right now.
Well, at least you seem to have the vaccinations happening pretty well. So, you know, for the most part, I mean, there are pockets obviously where people aren't cooperating, but you know, you're doing all right. So that's a plus. But
yeah,
I mean, to be honest, it's a lot easier to control a thing like that in a small island nation of 5 million people rather than some huge sprawling thing like
Right.
the States. So there you go.
Right.
Yeah. All righty. Well, good luck with everything. Come down to New Zealand and visit us when you get a chance, when we get everything open and running.
I sure hope so, man. You know, like I said, my son had nothing but glowing comments about his time in New Zealand and the Maori families who took him in and showed him a great world there.
Very cool. Well, thanks for taking time to talk to me. It sounds like you got everything happening today. So to get it for you to stop and chat is fantastic. I'm glad you got your RV back.
Yeah, me too. And just in time for sound check.
Excellent. All right, we'll go do it, and we'll be watching.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Hope to
Bye-bye.
see you soon.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.